Hello and welcome to the Cove for the EU4 campaign wrap-up timeline. So let's get started. We started off as Muscovy, a fairly small nation but entirely insignificant, fairly strong, and we started out strong. We started fighting Novgorod and we took a big chunk of land as we started our campaign forwards of domination. As time goes by, we slowly started expanding to the east and the south, changing as opportunity presented itself. As you can see, we then had a little bit of a trouble and we accidentally had some land break free, from which we took from Novgorod. Unfortunate and slowing, but that is a campaign of EU4. As time goes by, we slowly started to integrate our subjects, taking battles when truces were ready, and allowing us to expand even further. Some of our rivals around us continued to grow as well. Battles were long, and we slowly brought ourselves forward. As time goes by, we unlocked more and more opportunities to expand, and we pounced upon them as best we could, integrating some of our larger subjects as well as pushing into the Baltic Sea for some extra trade. Our rivals, though, were not exactly sitting on their laurels. They took grand swaths of land, integrating subjects and limiting our potential to expand. But as time went on, we finally became a Russia. Maybe a few years too late for our Relentless East achievement, but it was done all the same, and we started immediately expanding. We annexed all of our vassals, we started to grow, and we wanted to see what we were capable of. We fought our rivals, we overshot them, and we became something far greater. As we expanded, we took on more and more different opportunities to grow, making our way across to the eastern coast. After many fights with Ming and Chagatai and Lithuania, we slowly expanded and even released ourselves a vassal or two along the way. We fought Japan. We slowly expanded through the eastern Siberian region, but sadly it was not going to be fast enough for the achievement. Had we have started a few years before, we would have had a different outcome, but that is the way the game goes. But once we had expanded, we kept going and fighting our rivals. We took more land from Denmark, securing our position in the trade node, and even releasing a Prussia. Prussia was a very good subject of ours, and we of course fed them as much as we could. After taking out the rest of the natives in the eastern Siberian coast, we started focusing on the Ottomans. We tried to free a Georgia to be our subject away from the Ottoman grasp, but unfortunately we were unlucky in that bout and we could not defeat them. But that would not be the last time that we would fight them. In fact, it was only the beginning of a very strong rivalry. As time went by, we ate up more and more of the coast along Japan and cleaning up the border gore near Korea. We took opportunities when we could and expanded to take the trade nodes to secure a solid economy. We then focused our attention on Hawasaka, as they had exiled Japan to a single island, and that was time for us to finish an objective of sorts, to try and take as much coast as possible. So we did in fact take half of the mainland, and the rest, well, was just a future ambition. Then we went to war with the Ottomans, finally securing Constantinople and proving our supremacy in the Third Russian Crusade against the Ottomans, ending in the beginning of January 1687. From there, you can see Russia was, of course, the #1 great power in the world by a fairly strong margin. Even though we never fought France along the game, they're still 1,000 development behind, We could have potentially become a hegemon in the future. We were getting close, but we just had not necessarily focused on that as an achievement. We also had an economy that was absolutely bustling. We had trade making 171 per month and a monthly balance of 58 ducats, which is impressive when you consider the fact we had 90 ducats a month of fort maintenance to help us against our rivals. As we did prove, we could easily beat the Ottomans. There was no more for them. We have split them into multiple smaller territories, of which we were going to systematically devour and continue to assert our dominance. We ended up with 421,000 men in the field, a maximum manpower of 384,000. A fairly impressive feat. So that was it. That was our campaign as Russia, our first attempt at relentless push east. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next EU4 series. Until then, this is the Leviathan, signing out.